Hello, my name is Alyssa and welcome to The Self Pursuit. This is my very first video, so I'm just going to introduce myself and just give you a brief idea of what I'm hoping to accomplish by starting this channel. And if you're one of the first people to be watching this, I just want to say thank you so much for clicking on this video. I know I'm really not out there in YouTube land yet, but somehow you found me and you clicked, so I'm grateful. If you could do me another solid and just like this video and subscribe to my channel if you do feel like this information is valuable to you, it would really help get the channel out there and I would really appreciate that. Of course, make sure to hit that bell icon that's somewhere down here. That's of course what's going to keep you updated as far as when I post new videos. I don't know how consistent I'm going to be in that yet. I'm just starting out, but I will do my best. I'm not going to be talking a lot about myself in general, just because I really want to utilize the time that I have to hopefully provide some good content and good advice for you. Plus, I feel like nobody really cares realistically about me at this point, so the main theme, so to speak, surrounding this channel is going to be self-empowerment, self-love, all that good stuff, because those are things that I've personally been struggling with my entire life, and I just recently realized it. So plus there's too many people walking around with negative self-talk and just limiting beliefs about themselves that they don't even know about. So I'm just going to be touching on some ways to combat some of those things that may have been holding you back in life, and again, you don't even know it. I'll also be discussing some healthy personal habits that I've implemented in my own life that really changed the way I feel about myself, because that's really step one in this whole journey of self-love and empowerment, is changing how you feel about yourself. In my first video, I would like to discuss something that a lot of people have a hard time believing as fact, for many reasons. One just being that it does sound like BS, for lack of a better term, and of course I am talking about the law of attraction. So you can call it that, you can call it manifesting, reaping what you sow, I call it mental conditioning, whatever you decide to call it, it's a thing. There are universal laws that exist, and one of them is the law of attraction. It's actually been proven through neuroscience and quantum physics alike. And what it's basically stating is that whatever thoughts, good or bad, that you're throwing out there into the universe, essentially are going to be provided back to you by the universe. Because as it turns out, the universe is actually here to help us and provide what we ask. I have such a hard time believing that this is even possible, just because we're so wrapped up in the negative. We put so much energy into these negative thoughts and we're throwing it out there and the universe is listening, and that's what we're getting back. Struggles, the job stress, the lack of job stress, the relationship problems, whatever you're going through. We're feeling constant emotional connections to these things, so we're repeating these negative life patterns because those thoughts are now latched onto our brains and following us through adulthood. It's exhausting. For example, if you've been spending most of your life telling people that you're broke or poor, whatever choice words, even if it's something that you've just been joking about, you're throwing that out there into the universe. So it's followed you into adulthood, and what's most likely happening now is you're unknowingly rejecting money, in a sense. You're unknowingly keeping wealth and means of becoming wealthy away from you because you've all your life thrown it out there that you're broke or you're poor. And I get it. We all make jokes about that. There's memes everywhere regarding being broke. And I get it. They're funny, but it needs to stop. Another example, let's say you've dreamt of becoming a supermodel all your life, but you're not a size 2 or 4 or -6. You've most likely been telling yourself that you're too big to be a model, which is not true. So the universe is throwing more of that negative thought out there to you, and it just becomes this vicious cycle of you being depressed and in this state of lack instead of realizing your full potential. You're putting your energy into that state of lack instead of focusing on what you could be doing in life. Why aren't we talking about this more? If you guys remember when the movie and the book The Secret came out, I think it was the early 2000s, like 2006. Oh my god, it's 2020. I remember people went nuts over The Secret because, in a nutshell, it states that this divine ability that we all have to essentially think our desires into reality has been kept a secret by ancient societies and beyond, basically to keep the poor poor and the rich rich. Why does that sound so familiar? Of course, there's no real reason to do this today since the US prints so much money every day we don't even know what to do with it. But let's digress. But I remember my mom really taking to The Secret. She started posting, positive affirmations on Post-it notes throughout the house, things like I'm strong, I'm confident, all good things. And I remember thinking, that's great, that's a great way to build yourself up to more confidence, but I didn't really believe the whole concept of it as fact. I, like many others, was like, no, that is not how life works. We're not just handed things that we're thinking about. You go to school, you get a comfortable job, hope to God you retire by age 65, and then you die in Florida surrounded by cats and peach schnapps, like our ancestors did. A while back, my life kind of seemed like a crap storm of self-negativity, and self-doubt, hesitation, whatnot, so I really needed some help in this. So I just turned to, of course, our beloved internet, got some self-help books, self-development, and I really just started implementing certain habits into my life that started changing how I felt about myself. I started researching how I can better myself and my surroundings, and basically the common factor in this research was how you feel about yourself. So it starts with your thoughts. What are you telling yourself about yourself that you might not even know? Again, what have you been telling yourself about yourself that you don't even know? It fascinated me, so I really started digging more into that concept, and I discovered the law of attraction and how it's an actual science. It's a proven science. It's not just a bunch of hippie crap, which I'm also for. And of course I was still a bit skeptical, because again, it is too easy to think of things and they just become your reality, and of course it's not that easy, but I was really skeptical about it. I really needed to make some changes in my life, and I just felt like this was the best option for me, and even if I didn't get what I really wanted to out of it, if I didn't attract a better job, better income, all that good stuff that we all hope for, then at least I would be implementing positive thoughts and habits into my life, which doesn't hurt. In fact, that's been a huge milestone in itself for me. So regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, if you don't even believe in the law of attraction, turning negative thoughts into positive ones, especially regarding yourself, is an incredibly important step, and it's the first one to accomplishing any goal that you have in mind. And if you think about it, this is probably the biggest problem that we face in the world. And I know that sounds dramatic, but think about it. How different would the world be if we all knew what we were fully capable of and accepted it as fact? How many diseases could have been cured by now? How many starving children could have been fed? In fact, would there be starving children? Would there be starving people? Would there be homeless people? Would there be addiction? Our standards of beauty would be basically non-existent because we would all accept how individually beautiful and unique we all are. We just don't see that. We can all honestly get there, but there is a certain level of commitment required that a lot of people just sort of lose momentum on doing. They don't see results right away, so they just kind of give up. But like I said, it's not that simple. There is a certain emotional aspect that I'll get into that's incredibly important in this process. So no, it's not just as simple as positive affirmations, telling yourself you're this, and then thinking it into reality. But that's why I started this channel, because I really want to help you with every step. So in the coming videos, I'm going to be sharing some of the methods that I've discovered from different sources and combining them how I did for myself, just so that you can start seeing those results sooner rather than later. Just making minor changes at first provoked me to make huge changes in my life, and honestly, it's just getting better from here. So again, that's why I really just want to get this out there, so you can start feeling good too. So anyway, stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm going to be discussing the differences between your conscious and subconscious minds. Yes, you have two. I'll be talking about why it's been so difficult for you to get out of this negative rut or slump that you've been stuck in. Trust me, you're not alone, and it's my goal to help you get through this and to realize what you're actually capable of. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you did find this information useful, and again, bell icon somewhere down there. And thank you so much for watching The Self Pursuit, and I'll see you next time.